Zidane Danny, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Devlog here on Electro Ninja's Lab. Now, as many of you guys may recall, I have been working on this game for a while, enough to, get quite a lot done. And honestly, it is a lot that we've managed to get done for this game. I mean, we've gotten all the way to the frickin' Cloud City, which is not very far into the story, but it is a decent way into the story. But all good things must come to an end, and that, of course, is specifically talking about the fact that I will be actually ending working on RPG Maker MV, which honestly is a bit sad to see this amazing program stop being used. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that I will absolutely stop using the system forever, but now that I've actually gotten a chance to mess around with MZ, I can say with certainty that that is what we are going to be working on now. Basically, all day yesterday, for you guys at least, I've been working on RPG Maker MZ. Well, not all day, but about half of the day I was working on RPG Maker MZ to basically make sure that that as much of the game is taken care of as possible. Now, of course, that does mean that things are going to be a little bit slow for starting up, of course. This is mostly because of the fact that I need to relearn the plugins. I need to relearn almost everything, actually, because there's just, plain and simple, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be looked at. Um, but I am working on it, and I will try and get it done as quickly as possible. Um, Obviously, there's not much that has been actually completed. Basically, as of right now, the opening is halfway to its completion. I still need to complete the scrolling text, the music, and all of that stuff for leaving the place, as well as I need to set up the female side of your choices. So there's that. Um, there are a few other things as well that are just going to take a lot of time, but as I complete each little bit of the entire of building the game, it'll get closer and closer to completion. As of right now, I have actually mapped out uh, Little Lizard Toe, obviously the opening, which is almost done. Um, but the basic version of Little Lizard Toe is done. I'm currently going through and setting up the events, including the uh, uh, Guardian Herbs. Um, Shotgun Adventurers Guild Hall is currently being created with actually quite a lot of stuff, and it honestly looks amazing in the new format. Um, I actually really do love what I can now do with just just the looks on their own. Honestly, make this an amazing game, um, or amazing look. Obviously, there's going to be a few things that'll change over time. Um, I know that some of these things don't look as good as they probably could, but that's just due to the what I the where I decided to place them in the first place. So, I mean, maybe one day maybe I'll change it, but for now, yeah, those are kind of stuck in the current position. And the bedroom is also complete. I think there is some things that I do need to change and add into that, but for the most part, a good amount um, of this area is getting closer and closer to completion. Obviously, Shotgun Adventures Guild Hall is going to take probably the most amount of time just due to how many NPCs there's going to be and all of the different things. Um, at least for Lil Lizardtoe. Um, Obviously, I will start off by completing Lil Lizardtoe, as in completing completely. Uh, there will not be anything left in Lil Lizardtoe that needs to be built or designed or anything by the time that we get to the next devlog is my goal. Um, Basically, Lil Lizardtoe 1.0 and 2.0 will be completely completed with everything implemented except for obviously the shops and the magic zone and a few other things like that that just need a lot of behind the scenes stuff to be done. One of the biggest issues that I'm going to be having to go through is actually redoing the skills, the items, the weapons, and the armors, just due to the fact that the way that I'm actually going to be doing these things now is I'm actually going to basically be starting all of these over from the very beginning, and I have to clear out everything. And it's just gonna take a long frickin' time. But I do want to make sure that everything is organized now. So, for one thing, the enemies are actually going to be organized by the location that you're going to be able to find them in. So, if you're able to find them in the crossroads, there will be a segment for that. Obviously, certain enemies will show up later as well, but if they... Basically, it's going to be based off of the first location that they're able to be seen. And that doesn't necessarily... and also, I would like to put some stuff in with the actual later segments of them, but that's just complicated and stuff like that. Items will be organized by, if I'm remembering correctly, the way that I'm going to be doing it is starting with potions, then ethers, and then so on and so forth. Dispel herbs are going to get some stuff. Antidote, miracle, well, I don't know about that one. Elixirs, basically each thing is going to be set up in special locations, and it's just going to take a long freaking time. But I am using Vigistella's plugins, the free plugins, that are basically Yanfly's plugins, but redone. So that's cool. I'm also going to be using a few more of the just plugins that came for free with the game that I've actually got, with the version of the game I've got. So, yeah. As for NPCs, I'm going to be going ham and cheese on these frickin' NPCs. I honestly love the fact that there's just so much more that we can do with the character generator, that I honestly feel like I'm going to be using this thing a ton more than I did before. And while there are obviously certain differences that certain things that I will actually be keeping from the original version, basically any characters that you've seen in the original version, in the older versions, they're gonna still be in there. So basically your character is going to be remaining the same between the last beta and this beta. Also, all of the characters that you found in the Shotgun Adventurers Guild Hall, all of them are going to be the same, except for just the random NPCs that are going to be around. I'm actually going to be increasing the number of NPCs in the tavern, or in the guild hall, and just make them look even cooler, and obviously take some of the other NPCs that you can actually find in the game, in the base game. Obviously, another thing to actually keep in mind is that I still need you guys to help me out with making these characters. Obviously, I'm going to be doing a lot of these things, but if you guys want to actually implement some NPCs, then definitely send me some designs. If you guys go over to my Discord, I actually have in one of the channels a standard version that you guys can use. Just take that and then you can edit it however you want, or if you have MZ or MV, then feel free to create a character and then send it to me. I just need their faces and their and the character format, and then I can put them in, and they can be just random citizens that walk around. If you are not a patron or someone who actually works with me, then you will not be able to actually choose the names of these characters. Basically, what I'm allowing people to do is, if you are someone who actually works with me, I will allow you to, all of them will be able to create as many characters as they want. And then they can send them to me. Or I can just work with them to actually create their NPCs. Also, any patron, well, you can also send me anything, and you can name them. You can suggest where you want them to be placed. But I also want you guys to send me an NPC if you are a patron. Send me an NPC that is specifically meant to represent you. And we'll give that your patron name, so that when you so that you can show up and it will say something along the lines of that you supported the game. Now, obviously, all patrons will be in the credits eventually, but for right now, it's actually, I would like to put in some NPCs that would actually represent you guys. Some of them will be walking around Little Lizard Toe. Some of them will be walking around Big Lizard Toe. Some of them will walk around in almost any location, because I can put tons of characters just all strewn about the entire world. And I'm honestly really excited to see what you guys what you guys are really excited to see. But for right now, we'll just have to wait and see what this game is going to end up being. Hopefully you guys are excited for seeing how it's going to turn out now, as I am. But anyways, guys, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and ring that notification bell. Of course, if you want to support the channel even more, then definitely head down to the description and check out all of our links down there. If you and also a big thank you to our current patron, Sheeny. And of course, if you do have any theories or thoughts, leave them down in the comments below. If you are going to leave a theory, make sure to say theory review somewhere in your comment. But anyways, guys, I've been Electro Ninja, and I'll see you guys next time. But on!